Hi, my name is Chris Ryan and thank you for joining me here at the Forest of Arden. This is the second video in a short series covering the short game. In today's video, we're going to be addressing greenside bunkers and showing you what you can do in your club selection and your technique to help you hit different flights, different spins and different amounts of rollouts. Definitely going to help you get close to those tricky flags on the greens. Hi and thank you for joining me here at the Forest of Arden. And this is video 2 in this very short series about the short game. We started off showing you how to hit a pitch shot like a tour pro. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it up in the corner and I'll also link it in the description box down below. As you can see, we are in the bunker at the side of the 14th hole here at the Forest of Arden. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can master the bunkers. Now, if the information that I pass across in this video is maybe a little bit too advanced for you and you feel like you just want to be able to get out the bunkers, I did a video a few weeks back called Bunker Basics. Again, I'll link that in the corner. That's the best one for you to watch initially. However, if you have watched that and you are now a bunker master and you want to take your bunker play to the next level, this video is hopefully going to help you. So what do we mean by taking your bunker play to the next level? Well, Bunker Basics was really designed to help golfers just appreciate what they need to do to get that ball out of the bunker. What do we need to do? Where do we need to hit the sand, etc, etc. But once we can do that, we probably need to start thinking a little bit more about, well, how do I get close to flags which are further away from me? How do I get close to flags which are closer to me? How do I vary the trajectory of the bunker shot? And that's when we start to be able to layer up and be able to get to those flags which are maybe a little bit tricky. Now, in this video, we're going to show you two examples. We're going to show you a bunker shot which flies a little lower, has a little bit more rollout, and then a bunker shot which flies much higher and stops a little bit quicker. The flag that you see out on the green for this video is a bit pointless, I'm afraid, because the first one we're going to try and hit past the flag, and the second one we're going to try and hit short of the flag to show you what you could do if you were faced with these two situations. So the first one is going to be that lower flighted, more rolling bunker shot. So the first thing I would do is I'd choose a golf club which got a little bit less loft. I have 3 wedge options. I have a 52, a 56 and a 60. I have got my 52-degree wedge for this shot. So straight away, choosing less loft will suggest that that ball's going to come out lower with more roll. So let's go through our setup. Notice how I've got that ball pretty forward in my stance, probably about a club head width inside my lead heel. And I've got a relatively wide stance. Now at setup, I actually do want to still open the club face by a small amount. So I'm going to rotate the club first and then take my hold on the golf club. But I'm only opening the golf club by maybe 5 degrees. That helps me a little bit because it kind of exposes the bounce, takes away some of that digging, but I don't want to add too much loft because I'm still trying to get this ball out low and rolling. Notice how I've got the golf club fairly neutral. And whilst I've potentially got a little bit more knee flex than I would from a normal fairway shot, I'm not doing that excessively. I'm not really sort of sitting down this way. I want to be relatively normal in my sort of stance and posture. So there's our starting position. So how do we go ahead and hit this shot in order to get that nice low flight? Well, we really have to think about how we match the body and how we release the golf club through to the target. I want you to feel that as you go through, you're rotating your body, but I want you to feel as if the grip end of the golf club is quite wide away from you on the follow through. Notice how the distance between the grip of the club and my sort of belly button, if you like, is almost as wide as that could be. I couldn't really get that club any further away from me. I really want to feel like as I'm doing that, I am still releasing the golf club, allowing the club to pass my hands at the bottom. I really want to try and return that club to a vertical condition because that's when I'm going to be able to use the bounce. The risk here when we're hitting these low flighted shots is that we use too much of the leading edge, we hit too much sand, we get a lot of resistance from the sand, and unfortunately you leave the ball in the bunker. I'm afraid we've all been there. So I'm going to go weight a little bit on the left side, bit of wrist set on the way back, but turn through, release the club and try and feel I get the grip as far away from me as we can. So let's go ahead and see if we can hit this low flighted bunker shot, which is hopefully going to go past the flag and run probably towards the back of that green. Okay, so much lower flight, and you can see how that ball's now released right up towards the back of the green. So very, very low flight, had lots of rollout, going to be fantastic if I feel like I've got lots of green to work with and I need to be able to get that ball rolling towards that flag. Right, let's go through the higher shot. So now we're looking to do something completely different with the golf ball. We're looking to get it much higher, land a much shorter distance and have a lot less rollout. So, you know, you can imagine if this flag was much closer to me, I've got a lot less green to work with, that particular shot I've just hit wouldn't be particularly useful. It's going to be okay for me to get on the green, but I'm not going to be able to get close to the flag. So number one thing here, but I'm going to choose the club now which has got the most loft. So I've now got my 60-degree wedge. So straight away I've got 8 degrees more loft on the golf club. The second thing I want to do is actually open the club face a lot more at setup. So I'm almost going to feel like I've got that club, you know, some 44, sort of 45, 50 degrees rotated to the right before I place my hands on. Now from the face view, we want to set ourselves up very similar. Notice how decent with the stance, ball is nicely forward in the stance, and I've got my club shaft nice and neutral. The only difference really looking at the face view is one, the loft I've selected, and two, how much I've rotated that club open at the start. From the down the line view, I really want to feel like I'm sitting a lot more into this shot. I've got my pelvis a lot lower, which means that I've got a lot more knee bend, which puts my upper body closer to a vertical condition. I've got a lot less tip out over the golf ball. I'm a little bit kind of more vertical. That's going to help me swing the golf club more around me, and it's going to help me slide that golf club under the golf ball. As I do that, I'm effectively just pushing the handle closer to the ground. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to flatten off my swing, and that's going to help me generate some height. So there's a big change in how we set ourselves up from the down the line view. Now as I swing through, I almost now want to feel like, yes, I'm releasing the club past my hands as we did before, but I don't need as much body rotation, and I'm actually looking to be much narrower on the through swing. So you can see where the grip of the club is relative to my body versus the shot we did before, which was a lot wider, trying to project that ball out a lot more forwards. So I've got a very different setup, I've got a very different club, and I've got a very different release. So I'm really trying to feel like I accelerate that club past my hands. So through impact, I've got a very fast club head and very slow arms. That's a really good way to think about it. I've got fast club, slow arms this way. Notice how when I finish this golf swing, I'm not going to have anywhere near as much body rotation, but I'm going to have a lot more release in the golf club. Right, let's go ahead and see if we can hit this one. So we're looking for this ball to go much higher, much shorter, and see if we can get it onto that green, stopping short of that flag. Okay, and you can see very, very different result. Now this is a pretty quick green. That's landed just on the front. It's still rolled out, but definitely short of that flag. And hopefully you can see the difference there in how I executed that shot, the difference in trajectory, and how I was able to change how far that ball went on the green. You'll notice that between those two golf balls is the flag. So I went 52 and 60. If I use my 56-degree club and did something which pretty much in the middle of those techniques, that's going to help me get to that kind of flag in the middle part of the green. So once you feel like you can get out of the bunkers, you don't fear them anymore, you can get your next club as your putter, you probably need to start to thinking a little bit about layering that up, starting to control trajectory, starting to control spin, roll out. That's going to help you get up close to those different flags that might be positioned on the green. So if you haven't seen Bunker Basics, make sure you watch that first. This is going to be a great follow-on video to help you really start to elevate your bunker play. Definitely going to help you get up and down more often. Thank you for watching. Usual stuff as always is down below. Love to get your comments as well on these videos. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on the channel. Comments box is down below, and also over there there's a link to subscribe to the channel. If you're not a subscriber already, I would love to have you along for the journey. It just means you won't miss any of the videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.